He's back from Dubai, but you still got a fuzzy. You got like a fuzzy post-holiday haircut. I don't know what's going on with your hair.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit fuzzy.
No, it's not. It's not fuzzy. I've literally
no
just
gel.
got back. Yeah,
it's no gel.
I've come back.
Have you just
in the shower.
My wife's hair goes like that when it's just been conditioned.
I mean, I've washed it. I had a shower, and then that was it. We're recording a podcast.
I think this is Sach's airport style. E-style.
Oh.
No. It's not that. I've come back.
Right.
See, my hair was done when I was on the plane.
Hmm.
But I came
Your
back.
hair was done on the plane. Were you in first class?
No.
No,
You know what I mean?
Hair? Can I if I sit in first class, what would they do? Would they do my armpit hair?
You get a little mullish, but can I just hold on a minute? You've just come up with an idea. Why have British Airways not got like onboard hair salons so that when you do land...
I don't think it's going to be British Airways that's going to do that. They're just about to serve a meal, mate. Terrible.
Oh,
was
no,
it that bad?
Was it?
I don't know, were you with BA now?
No, I wasn't. But I don't fly BA. I hate them. If I ever need to, then I would. But otherwise, I try to avoid it.
So are you like... Are you
Hold a minute, that's pretty extreme because BA are BA. You know,
terrible.
Yeah, but...
Terrible.
Oh.
Yeah.
So who'd you fly with this time?
Emirates, obviously. If you're going to Dubai, you got to go with Emirates.
Of course, man's converted to the whole of the BBC, all flying Arab Airlines nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sach, how do you feel though about taking that Abu Dhabi money for your DJing sets? How do you feel? That's the big moral dilemma.
Whoa. Let's just hold it back. Firstly, Sach was posting a lot of, well, not a lot, but relatively quite more than what you normally.
It was a lot more than I usually do because people actually messaged me like, "Can you post more?" And I'm like, "Well, you don't understand. I'm working, so I can't. Like, I'm not there to film
but
myself."
There is one story in particular that we need to talk about first. And when I saw it, I was on the toilet seat, and I was like, everything just stopped because I was like, "Oh, what?"
Just so everybody knows, he wasn't actually in the toilet. Kedge just has toilet seats as cushions on his sofa. So he was just sitting on a toilet seat. But you could be sitting on a toilet seat anywhere. I love that.
But I was like, hold on a minute. He's holding. We've got a man like Chris Gale holding Sach's hand, like proper fist, like clench. And then and was like emceeing while Sach was DJing. I mean, in what world is this ever real?
Honestly, it was weird.
So the perspective of the video is when like you get romantic couples on Instagram and they're holding the girl's hand and she's in front of them, leading him towards like a nice scenic view.
Yes.
And he films it and they film it in different shots. It was like that with you and Chris Gale. So Chris Gale was the romantic girl and you'd filmed it from the perspective of you, arms stretched, holding Chris Gale's hand over the DJ booth. So we just see your hand coming from the bottom of the camera, holding Chris Gale's hand, and he's rapping and emceeing at you. Or maybe he's trying to woo and
so obviously I'm playing at the F1 and it was the Saturday night. It was random. So I was DJing away, the yacht was packed, completely packed. And I saw this geezer come up.
Was that a yacht then? Was that where you were?
That was on the yacht. Yeah.
Right, I was going to ask that because I was like, I thought you were on a yacht because it looks like a building. It looks like...
Yeah, it was, it's huge. It's 3 floors, isn't it?
It looked beautiful.
It's not a small yacht. It's a big yacht. And basically the party happens across 2 decks. So I'm on the top deck DJing and then there's a deck below. That's loads of people are dancing as well. And I just see this giant...
Do they have garba on the lower deck or...
No, it's the same music.
That'll rock the boat. It's like going in a circle.
And it's not a yacht that moves. Obviously, it's parked, isn't it, in the marina? So you've got the view of the track and stuff like that. It doesn't move anywhere. And I noticed this geezer come up the stairs, and he's the guy's a fridge. He's
big. He's big. Yeah, he's a big. Yeah, he works.
And you can't miss him. And he came up the stairs. He came straight to the DJ booth first thing, and he gave me like a massive hug. And I was like, bro,
because I was listening to the tunage, and I was like, I would have given you a hug because you were playing this sort of tunage that was like proper, like it's the Chris Gale vibe.
His exact words were when he came up to the DJ booth. He goes, bro, I'm walking around the whole marina. And this is the only yacht that is absolutely bouncing. Like that yacht was jumping up and down. And he goes, I'm looking at every party. He goes, I just needed to come on and say hello.
That is brilliant.
Oh, wow.
That is, look at that. And you know what? Like, again, I mean, and Sach is still playing this down. I bet you there was more to it. And, you know, because Sach is a man of very few words like me. And he only ever really speaks when he's spoken to. But can I just
Minimal.
say,
Moody and minimal.
We're all quite minimal. But can I just say, I showed every single person at work your story. And I said,
Right.
So I said, you know, that little old Sach who does all of that social media stuff for us. Because they've seen Sach a few times, everything like that, and then obviously Sach doesn't come in now because he doesn't need to, and you know it's like desk space and all of that. But they all know who Sach is. They've met him a few times.
Yeah.
And I went, that little old Sach. I said, look at this. Look what he's doing. And then when I told him the lineup, Tiny Temper and and all these other Dave and everyone there, and they were like they were, honestly, people that were like, Sach, he does that.
Yeah.
Like it was just the best reactions to get for everybody.
On Saturday night, I was with DJ Dips, right?
Yeah.
Who obviously Sach knows very well, and he knows you very well. We're speaking a lot about you and how things are going and the podcast.
I also
and all
think he
that.
needs at some point another DJ, just DJ Tortilla. It needs to be done. Someone needs to make that happen. It just happens. 'Cause imagine them on a night together.
Love
Tortilla
it.
and dips. You're right. Or what's better than a dip? Yeah, samosa and dips. Anything with a dip. Yeah, you're right. You can have a little
Exactly.
dip. But anyway, Dips is a great DJ, and
He's a good DJ.
and we're talking about you, and I went, did you see? And I just said, did Sach send you this video, right? And he went, oh no, and I showed him the video of Gail, right?
Yeah.
And I went, oh, he sent it to me. I said, he won't post it, and he went, hang on a minute. Then he went here and he goes, he posted it. Like, meaning, because look, you're so known for not posting stuff with celebrities or whatever. I'm like, wow. We were all like, oh my God, Sach actually posted it. Meaning, my point is, that's a cool moment. I tell you why, Chris Gale's just a person, but he also knows his tunes. He's a bit of a legend. Yeah. But the fact that he made that special effort, I think says a lot about Chris Gale, says a lot about your tunes. I tell everybody, Sach is the best DJ I know.
Well,
that's
funny that because Chris Gale actually said to me on Saturday. So the first day he goes, I'm coming back tomorrow. And he goes, I'm going to bring someone with me.
Who did
he didn't. And I was quite gutted that he didn't. He was going to bring Usain Bolt.
Oh, that would have been sick.
I know. He was like, he couldn't make it. I was like, But he came for a second date.
Maybe he was there, but just for 9 seconds, you didn't see him.
He wasn't. He goes, he couldn't make it. He came for the race and then he left. I was like, oh man, I was looking forward to seeing Usain Bolt. But he goes, he told him, he goes, this is the best part in the marina. He goes, I'm going to take you to it.
I'm surprised he didn't bring Robert Singh along.
Hilarious, mate. Hilarious.
Robert Singh would have just been there anyway.
And all he did was like, he came over and like, he just came and he was like, we were just chatting and he took the mic and obviously he's like, wants to host and stuff like this. And he was loving it. He was there for ages. He never left. He was the last person to leave the yacht.
Wow.
Love
he really
it.
Did
and he was dancing all night. I think because he drinks by the bucket loads as well.
He was dancing all night. Do you know what? He was a really nice person to meet. But he wasn't the only person that I met. I saw so many celebrities.
Go on, let's have a list. Do
you want the list?
Yeah.
Go on.
Who was in Abu Dhabi for the Formula One celeb list?
Patrice Evra was there. I saw him.
Yeah, I saw him.
Was he smiley and happy as he always is? Was he
standard? Martin Lawrence was there.
Yeah.
The money saving expert.
No. That's Martin Lewis. Martin Lawrence, a comedian.
He's saving all his money and parting into
Martin Lawrence from Bad Boys.
Yeah. Martin Lawrence was there.
Big.
That is huge. Shaquille O'Neal was there. Didn't see him though. But nice. he was down the other end. Who else was there? French Montana, Eve, Ashanti. They were all there. Meek Mill, DJ Luck and MC Neat. I saw them.
Brilliant.
Came on our boat for a bit. Yeah, everyone. It was meant. And your mate Kedge, Ranveer Singh was there as well.
But I was going to say, did you not bump into him? Because he bumped into a lot of people.
I wasn't, because we're basically, he never came into the marina bit from what I saw.
Can I just, sorry, Sach, I've got to say something. So I was thinking about staying quiet, but I thought it doesn't matter. I'm not pointing at anything bad. All the people that you met are people of colour.
What's that got to do with anything?
No, you just went like celebs are all there. You went Martin Lawrence, Usain Bolt.
Yeah, but maybe there was like loads of other celebs.
Well,
like, there was a few Australian cricketers there, from what I heard as well.
Right,
but I didn't really noce them or anything. But there people were like, oh, I saw this person.
You don't. I was going to say they were probably on the Oasis Blur boat. Do you know what I mean?
Well, no, that's the thing. There isn't. Like, I'm not even gonna like legit. I'm saying this. There's probably I'd say in the marina. There's probably about 100 parties.
Wow.
No one plays like hip hop and R&B. It's mostly house.
Well, I was going to
Bash-
say, yeah,
is-
techno and that kind of stuff.
That's
innit?
it. So when you're playing like bashment and R&B and old school, and this is
Hip-hop
what people want to hear. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why everyone
this-
comes to. They're just like, I want
Well,
to get on. Get
I
on
mean,
that one.
I've just as obviously as your acting agent now for many a year, Sach, I put you forward for the the Christmas party at work as a little slot.
Oh, thank
So-
you.
Oh, okay. And on that note, one of the school teachers at Milo's school that I just came back from right now, his daughter needs a job in marketing and digital marketing. And I
here
said,
we
no
go.
worries. I got a solid in at Virgin. So I need your
great.
official
Here we
Virgin
go.
email addresses, boys, because I need to look after someone. Then it will help Milo with his reference for his new school.
No, here we
So
go.
it's very important.
Right.
You know,
No, but honestly, guys, legit, it was a bit of a surreal weekend. Like I've played at that place quite a few times, but for the love that I got this year was a bit different. It was
Love
different.
it.
they appreciated you a little bit more.
And I was thinking about at one point I was just standing there. Chris Gale was hosting while I was DJing, and I was like, "Hang on a minute, like, am I dreaming or like where?
Yeah.
This is Sach from South London.
Do
Yeah.
they need
What am I doing
next year? Do they need like a pacemaker, dancing pacemaker kind of, sort of get the
no,
party
no,
going?
No, do you
kind
know
of-
what, boys? I've told you how many times to come, so it's down to you. Neither of you want to come, so
You know why? It's because we're not Formula One people, but we
Yeah.
are definitely boat party people.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
bruv, I'm telling you, no one cares about the race. Everyone's there to party and have a good time.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna-
think we might have to venture.
Kedge, I reckon me and you should just get a little dinghy and have our own little dinghy party. Just kind of bring a little kind of portable speaker.
Bluetooth
There's
speaker.
no need. You can come with me. It's fine.
Oh, wicked. Okay.
Wicked.
No
Let's
problem,
plan
no
that for
problem.
next year.
If I'd done a little Punjabi one, I could have done singing on a dinghy. You know, like a little sang on a deng.
Yes.
Or something like that.
But I
Yeah.
mean, it's all well and good. It was there, and then I was heading back today, and I was thinking about it, and I was just like, oh god, like it's just going to be. I've heard that someone actually messaged me yesterday, said there's a chance that it might even snow. It's that cold back here, and I was like,
Yeah.
as soon as I landed this morning, I was like, okay, well, I've gone from 36 degrees to 6 degrees, so
Yeah.
it was absolutely freezing. But I had a bit of a situation in the airport.
Of course you
this
did,
morning.
because when Sach travels on the plane, there's always a situation. Go on, get it off your
Trains,
chest.
planes,
What-
and automobiles.
And,
What
and
is the
I think I did the right thing, but I was like, I need to run it by you boys and the Brownlow listeners if I did do the right thing. So check this out. Obviously, airport's packed in the morning. It's a busy time. Dubai International. At what time? I was there about 6 a.m. Loads of flights are leaving at the same time. There was a queue for everything. Queue to check in. Queue to go through passport control. Queue for security. So. I'm there in the line at security, and as always, people still don't know what to take off, put out, laptop out, belt off. Like, come on, people should know this now. I think if you're traveling, and people weren't
Whip
doing
it all
all that. Basically, you have to. You just need.
Yeah,
to,
you've got to
and
do
to
the
be
belt.
fair,
You've got to do it all. I totally agree, Sach.
I'm to that point now where I know, like, all I do is I grab my laptop out my bag straight away. I don't wear any clothes that have got any metal things
He
on
just
it.
doesn't wear any codes.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You just faffing
You come
around
down
with
as a
that,
swami.
that thing, and so anyway, I was there. I need the 2 tray thing. So when you go through the security thing, your laptop's in one, and I had a little bag in there, and then the other thing I had my rucksack. So there's 2 trays there, and there was a guy in front of me, and he got made to go back and take his shoes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes back, takes his shoes off. Where does he put his shoes?
In your laptop.
In my rucksack. Like, as in the side of the rucksack, like where my tray is.
So it's in your tray.
Yeah, and I was just like, at first, I didn't know what to say.
I mean, theoretically, it's not that much of an issue, is it?
well, it is a bit of an issue because man's put his stinky shoes all over my bag. You think that's not an issue? Kedge,
Well,
you'd be livid if that happened to you.
Yeah, it's annoying. It is very annoying. So, but why did he do it? Was that by mistake? Was it
No,
by
it wasn't
mistake?
about it. He knew what he was doing because his tray had already gone through the scanning thing.
So he just thought, oh, here's the next one. Lump it in there.
But you can't do that.
But you could kind
Yeah,
of understand
you
why he
Can't
did
do
it.
that. Do you know what I did?
If his shoes were packing something illegal or naughty, then Sach's bag is now attached and associated to that.
The only naughty thing was the whiff coming out of his shoes.
Oh,
I don't want that on my rucksack, do I?
No,
So what did you
don't
do?
want that anywhere near your sack. You
I
don't
walked
want his
over,
whiff
grabbed
near your
the
sack.
tray and tipped it over. And
You
the shoes
did?
came out.
Don't
no,
lie.
and
So
the guy,
that's a bit
no,
aggressive.
because it wasn't aggressive. Because the guy who was like, helping everyone was like, "Oh, is he not with you?" And I was like, "Well, no, he's not with me. Like, I don't know who the dude is." And he was
And
like,
he
"Oh
was-
yeah, he should."
yeah.
He cussed him and he goes, well, he shouldn't be putting his shoes in your tray if you're not traveling.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right in the security angle of things, you know, as
But
Tommy said.
what do you think? You think in that moment, that guy was thinking, let's not waste the tray. You know, like,
I'm sorry,
there's
but
room.
no, you can't just launch your smelly shoes into someone's bag with their other stuff.
It could have been worse. It could have been juppers. Come on.
But his shoes look dusty.
still-
Honestly, they stunk.
were they?
And it was like I could see the sole touching the side of my rucksack, and I'm like, come on, man, that's just dirty.
Disrespect.
Why would you put? I wouldn't even put the bottom of my trainers on my rucksack because you just wouldn't do it, right? It's just dirty, right?
It's like, it's not the same thing, right? But I'm trying to relate. I want to relate with this, so I'm just thinking, like, obviously that situation never happened, but you know when like you've been, I don't know if this happened to you guys, when you've been on like a stag do or a boys trip, and someone lies on your bed with their shoes off.
I hate that.
Oh,
I hate
no
that.
chance. No chance.
I
Are you
hate that.
coming
But
anywhere
then
near my bed?
You're all in the room but you're all in the room together because you're hanging out, having a drink before you go out or whatever. You're all there, and then someone just sits on your bed. It just bugs me. I don't know why it bugs me. I don't want your bare feet on the bed.
I don't even want your going out clothes on my bed.
Correct.
If you've gone and sat on a train and a plane and you've come in and you've sat on my bed, but your clothes have got all of those diseases on it, don't sit on my bed.
The last stag do I went to, there was 3 beds in a room, and you know, like how certain people are, men in certain cases, they were just lumping
with all the men in your room.
Yeah, 3 men.
Yeah.
And you know how they just chuck their clothes on the floor and socks and stuff like that?
Because you pay them to do that. That's different.
No, I don't.
That's different, kids.
No, I don't.
You're putting down 20.
You know what I was doing? I was walking around protecting my bed and pushing their clothes and socks.
I wonder you can say that.
Pushing their clothes and socks to the side, like away from me. So I would. They can't even cross the perimeter.
Yeah.
We
have a breach.
It did make me laugh though this morning because it reminded me of you, Kedge, because I was thinking, what would Kedge do in this scenario?
I would have been a bit more sort of like, yo, bro, excuse me, that's my tray. I think I would have confronted him a little bit more, like, excuse me, sorry, what's going on here?
No, but this was a confront because he saw his shoes were on the floor.
Well, you just went for the tip. You just tipped.
Yeah, I just went. The tray went like that. I just went like that and tipped him out. I was like, bub, you ain't putting them in there. You mad?
Right, and then did he have to get another tray?
Look at you.
Yeah, the security guard was cussing him after and said, you can't put your shoes in someone else's tray. It's not allowed to do that.
So is that it for
then there was that. So that was before. Then I got onto the plane. The plane was packed, and it just wound me up because you shouldn't travel if your suitcase doesn't function. And what I mean by is,
oh my god, that's a statement. What do you mean? Most Nessie's suitcases don't function.
No, and there were Nessie's.
What do you mean by not function? Not close? The zip? The handle?
Listen. So basically, there was a family that got on Nessie's. They were sat in front of me, behind me. They're all over the place because obviously they didn't book their seats. And you could see, and the guy was going, "Oh, this handle doesn't shut. So if you've got a wheelie bag, the handle doesn't go back.
Right,
in.
yes.
It doesn't go down. Yeah, so you can pull it out.
You're going to take up the whole basket above my seat. Like, how's that work? Can't do it. And then he was looking to try and fit it in, but it's not going to fit because the handle needs to go in.
And it just wouldn't go down.
People should be banned from taking suitcases.
I think you're right. I think Sach is on something. I think there needs to be some sort of suitcase MOT, like check, is it does it wheel properly? Because there's a lot of people who doesn't wheel properly. Is the handles working properly? That is key. And also, again, while we're at it, this is your trolley case, onboard trolley case, does not fit the dimensions that they're specifying outside, but you're still taking it on and pushing it on there. And I don't know how they get away with it. I get so embarrassed just by like a small trolley suitcase.
And it was the Desi family, which made it even worse. And I just sat there with my head in my hands and I was just like, you're the last people on the plane and you just caused a massive, situation now. And everyone's looking at you. You're sitting... Half your family sitting down the front, you're sitting down the back, you've got everyone's bags, and now you want everyone to empty their stuff out the thing.
So he could slide the handle in first.
Slide the handle in. No, I ain't moving my bag.
So what happened? How did he
I don't know. I just put my headphones in and ignored it. I was like, I don't even want to get involved with this.
You didn't get up to help him, Sach?
No. Why would they help him?
As a decent Indian munda,
Would you help him?
It depends how much he was struggling. It depends how much.
Not my problem. Tommy, would you help him?
Tommy
Tommy would.
Tommy
would get his screwdriver out and
he would have
start
fixed
fixing
his
it.
handle and everything.
I would have just
Got the
smashed the handle
screwdriver
down and there you go. It's not going to come out again. It's not going to come out again, but it's definitely not stuck, Nan. I would have got
yeah,
it straight. But you know what? There is a thing. When Desis travel, they just bring hecticness with them.
Commotion.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Why? It was 7:30 in the morning. Everyone's half asleep. No one wants that in the morning.
I know. Even like I'm thinking back to like my train journey on the weekend. There was a Desi family there. There was a couple, and they had a kid. Their kid was loud and screaming and shouting, and Mum didn't say anything. Dad did kind of go, "Oh, what's he like?" You know, kind of thing. But like, it just ignored. But there was stuff everywhere. They're taking over the whole table. The kid had toys.
I can't stand that. And there's just no consideration of space for other people.
Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started. That's another story.
The kid came up to me, started talking to me, and he was handing me his Spider-Man walkie-talkie.
Right.
So
covered in germs, COVID, and influenza.
Obviously, I don't want to just touch his kid's toy, or whatever. I'm waiting for like the green light from the parents. Like, oh, you know, what's he like? They're not even looking up, and the kid's going.
Yeah, because you became babysitter.
He kept saying like, take this. So then I started messing. I was pretending. I went, oh, can you hear me over? Oh, you know, all that. His parents didn't even look up. I'm engaging with the kid. I'm playing along. What
were their parents doing?
They're literally on the aisle next to me, like on the table next to me. The wife is parallel to me.
What are they doing though? What are they doing while you're playing entertainer?
Sitting on the table. Look, the wife's just looking forward, and he's.
Oh,
I think
not even on
the
phone. Yeah.
No, maybe they think the dad of it. The wife didn't even look. Didn't even look. Not even like a little polite smile, like, oh, you know, what's our kid like talking to a random stranger, and then. You know, and then I always do the standard. I go, oh, I got 2 boys as well. So, you know, like just so they know I'm a dad. I'm used to messing around with kids, like going, oh yeah, a little bit of bants about Spider-Man.
They didn't even acknowledge that. You were just you were just being the entertainer, and they were loving it. The babysitter.
And they actually thought, fine, this is fine. Leave him to it. But sorry, that wasn't the. I want to. Sorry, there's more travel dramas.
God, there's a lot of drama.
Let's have it.
I can think of a million other occasions when I've also been on a plane. I think I was going to India when one guy got on, and I'm telling you, I heard the guy getting on the plane before I saw him, because you could feel commotion.
The energy,
you know, you know when the Tasmanian devil is rotating and he's spinning. You know, oh, what's that breeze? Oh, it's the Tasmanian devil. That's how that guy came to the plane. But that guy was something else, just upsetting everyone, wanting to move bags, move luggage space, couldn't get his dechi in, this and the other. But the thing I had over the weekend was, again, I'm traveling around doing gigs and stuff and doing comedy. I did a comedy night in Cardiff in Wales on Sunday night. And coming back, no, this was last night. I'm getting my train travels. Last night, I went to watch Bones and All, the new film from Warner Brothers, which is about cannibalism. And it's depressing. It's depressing. It's about these 2 lovers that meet each other. Anyway, but it was a heavy watch.
That's
good. Anyway, I'm on my way back from there. With Simon Sandhu, right?
Yeah.
We're on the train. We bump into a guy who sits down and totally eavesdrops our conversation and starts commenting. Yes, he's Asian. Yes, he's younger than us. We found out he's 24, and he's a bit tipsy. He's a bit drunk, because Simon was telling me the story about how a mate of his fell asleep on the train and woke up at the end of the line. Ha ha ha, right? Little story. Oh my God, it happens. I go, has it ever happened to you, Si? He's telling me about when I asked him when I was on the breakfast show, it happened a few times. This guy goes, hey, you're not the only ones. And we sort of stopped and, oh, what's that?
What?
You're not the only ones that's happened to, because he's just listened into the conversation, right? And he's talking a bit in East London twang, yeah?
Is that because you're Tommy Sandhu? And he just wanted to...
No, because I wouldn't bait him up like this if I thought he was going to listen to the podcast. He didn't know who I was. He didn't know who anyone was. He just joined it.
Bait him.
He goes, that's happened to me, you know. And he goes, and he was.
How was he getting involved?
Because I think he'd had a couple of drinks. Because he went, oh, you never know. And he went,
yeah, but it happens, doesn't it? When you've had a couple of, to be fair,
Kedge is that guy.
No, but I don't mind when people get involved in like slightly drunken convo. I do like to talk a little bit more.
Right. So, by the way, it was my first time on the Elizabeth line. I've never been the Elizabeth.
I've been on that as well, just once.
How was it?
And that's why we got talking, because the Elizabeth line goes from Reading to Shenfield. That's all both are outside of London, right?
Yeah, so that's far.
If you if you were heading for one sort of stop in somewhere in London, you could end up a long way off. Hence why we got into the conversation of if you fell asleep on the train. So I'm then kind of going, yeah, it's happened to me here, but I've only missed it by a couple of stops. Anyway, this guy goes, oh yeah, he goes, you never know, might even happen to me tonight. The way I'm feeling. I said, oh, you just got to stay awake, got to get up before your stop if you're feeling sleepy. So we start half engaging on it, and he goes, then we get to Stratford actually, and he goes, so when's this train get to Whitechapel, right? And we're heading east. So if you know London, you'll go,
You passed
we've
it.
passed Whitechapel.
Gone past it, mate.
The guy was telling us the story about how he's missed his train stops, and he missed his train stop.
That's brilliant.
What a wally.
What a legend.
What a wally.
And I
Legend
thought,
in the making.
and he went, bro. And he looked at me. You could tell he was embarrassed, and he went, "That's ironic, isn't it?" I went, "It's not ironic. That's not the word you want.
It's moronic. It's moronic.
Moronic. It's exactly what I said." And he didn't really get it, and he went, "Oh," and then jumped off the train at the next stop. I was like, "You idiot!" I mean, what are the chances? This guy going, "Oh, it can happen, yeah." I'm like, maybe you shouldn't get involved in other people's conversation.
Desi guy.
Desi guy.
Yeah.
Telling
Love
you,
it.
and young.
Love it.
20,
See,
20,
I think it's just that, I don't know. Like even another story. I'm going to give you another story from Abu Dhabi actually, because it's just jogged my memory. And it was I was staying at the Marriott, so it's quite nice in Abu Dhabi. One of the F1 teams was staying there with me. Williams, they were staying there. The whole F1 team was staying there as well. So it was really nice. And breakfast was busy every day because everyone goes, down at the same time. It finishes at 11. Everyone goes there for 10:30 because, you want to get breakfast as late as possible. So it sort of tides you over, right? And we just noticed that, like, at the breakfast buffet thing, like we noticed there was like Indian people sitting next to us. And when you look at the table when their meals finished, it looked like a bomb had gone off because they've just taken so much, and it was just so much wastage. And it was funny because my brother actually said it to me. He goes, "Look at that," and I was just like, "God, that's such a."
But it's traditional, isn't it? You got to bring 2 plates of desserts, even if you're not going to eat it. You just got to bring them. You just got to bring it.
And stuff like they had
How much family of 4? Bring 9 croissants. 9 croissants has to be done. What else?
There was 3 people eating.
Crusty
It looked like
bring it. Crusty
it looked like.
Yeah, no one eats it. But you never know. Might eat it. Bring it. 2 bowls. 2 bowls.
And again, it just.
Bananas, 16 because we might need
Okay,
it.
we get it. We get it,
just-
Kedge. We get it.
It just made me embarrassed at one point. I was just like, why are we doing this? Like, just eat what
I hate that.
Get what you need. Get what if you eat 2 toasts, just get 2 toasts. There's no need for 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never know.
And you can get up again. There's
You can
nothing
get
to
up
stop you
again,
getting up
exactly.
No, but if you get up
Yeah.
again, then you can exercise.
I had a little cheeky Chinese buffet yesterday before the film.
How
And
many plates
I've been
did
to
you
a
have? How
buffet.
many plates did you go
I had
through?
3 plates. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, no, but that's
No, but he got up
but
3 times. There
You got up,
There
yeah.
weren't
Yeah,
16 spring rolls waiting like in the
Yeah.
table on the side, and then you left them there for somebody.
See, that's just it's just you know what? It's just this thing in our people, and we can say this, that we want everything to excess. Oh, it's got to be excess, and I don't know when that's going to end. It's got to end. We don't need it.
Well, so since we're talking about traveling and issues and all of this kind of thing, we've had plane
Come on,
issues
Kedge,
and
what
train
burning
issues.
issues do you have?
Well, look, mine's not that much of a burning one, but I thought there's going to be a moment where this sort of arises, and it arose, I should say, this weekend.
Oh, was this your private problem because you had trouble? You had trouble with it rising, didn't you? Is it working now?
No.
Easy.
Well, the electric charger is working because I've got one fitted at the gaff now, right?
Yes.
So because Tesco are charging everything, and I thought it's only best if I just get one fitted at home, so it's less stress and all of that kind of thing. Now, I knew this would happen, and that is a family friend got an electric car recently, right?
Right.
And it's the old. Well, God, it's all a bit stressful, this, isn't it? Finding a charger and getting it charged, and where do you go to charge it? You know where it's going.
Yeah, I do.
Is it? Do you think I could just come around yours and plug it in at yours, Kedge, and just charge it to 100%?
As a one-off?
No, every day.
Well, we didn't go that far. I mean, I just got the question. Can I just come over yours because you've got the charger at your gaff? Can I just come and charge it to 100%?
I'm very curious to know your response. So, because I know what your response. Okay, let's go through both sides of Kedge. What did you say, and what were you thinking? Let's start with what you said.
So, on purpose, I delayed all of this conversation because I'd seen it on WhatsApp.
Text?
Yeah, I'd seen it and I just delayed it because it was very early and on a weekend. And I thought, you know what, I'm not in the mood for this.
Yeah,
and you know, you know, and we all know this. If you reply straight away, then you're becoming the emotion. Don't be the emotion. Take time, digest it. Don't be the emotion. So I thought, because you know the emotion, and I just thought I'm going to delay it. And I didn't really entertain it. I'll be honest, for a couple of hours, because I was just like, my mind was just going nuts, bonkers.
I could imagine
in that couple of hours. Yeah, I was just going to say that. In that couple of hours, it's going round and round your head.
It's going round. It's going round, and but I had to absorb it and process it and somehow wash it through. Do you know what I mean?
You probably could have charged your car with all of that anger that you had.
Yeah.
So I didn't really address it, right? I didn't because
standard.
Because I just thought there's got to be a point at some point where they realize what is this that we're actually asking for here, because you know what? Sorry, but the electricity is expensive now.
Of course it is.
Right, and I know how much it costs, and I'm like, they're not going to say, oh, here's a tenner or anything like that. And also, you know, all right, it might be a tenner, it might be 15 quid, whatever it is, but it's still on my meter, it's still going to show 25 quid for the day. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm using sparingly because it's my, you know, I haven't charged it.
So then what did you do?
So I left it for a bit, and then I was about to go, yeah, cool. Because, you know, yeah, cool. If you've got the audacity, the balls to ask me that, then, you know, fine, go for it. You know, I guess, you know, if you don't ask, you don't get. But then I think common sense prevailed, and they said, oh, well, no, actually, I forgot. I'll tell you what I did. I replied with, you should get this app called Zap Map. It's got all the chargers near you and which are available.
Yeah, you're too nice. I did
that first. And
why
then
didn't you just
common sense prevailed, and they said, "Oh, we found a couple of charges nearby."
But why didn't you just say no?
No, because
it's a horrible situation to be in, isn't it? You shouldn't put people in that situation, is what I'm saying.
That's key. But you're right. Saying no then creates an issue, and
exactly.
I think the smart people see, Sach, you're a wear heart on your sleeve, tell it straight how it is kind of person, right? Whereas I think we need to all be a little bit more sneaky, like Kedge, and a little bit more.
It's not sneaky. I think you got to just be a little bit, Rishi Sunak about it. Just, you know, take your time.
Yeah, and kind of go.
Take your time.
Rather than say no, let me suggest to you an alternative gently, and it's now down to you to read between the lines. Like,
well, no, so we know what I would have responded with. Well, then let me come around your house and have a shower and put the heating on for a couple of hours a day. It's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
It's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
No, you know what it is? In any other situation, I don't think it's a problem. I think at the moment, you know, like everyone's watching how much it's costing. You know, like I know people who've turned their radiators off, blah, blah, blah. They're only turning the heating on for an hour a day, all of this. You know, people are scrimping and saving, and I get that. Everyone's in different situations. And like, you know, I'm not saying anyone's rich. I'm not rich. Everyone's dealing with it in their own way. And I just think in this day and age, to ask that kind of question, I just don't think you've completely thought it through. Do you see? And you're putting people in a situation, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just
also,
a bit.
How far away do they live? How far are they?
10 minutes.
Okay, so then
it's too far. They shouldn't be doing that. Or you say drop your car on a Friday, pick up on a Sunday, it'd be 100%. And by the way, in the meantime, I've got a couple of errands to run in Scotland.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, but that I thought, you know, I'd run it by you because I thought, you know what is the right thing to do? And you know, the right thing to do is basically it's become really sort of the popular catchphrase, hasn't it, recently? Because it has. Because since the World Cup, what is the right thing to do? The build up.
Oh, we're going now.
Cup. Yeah. We have to address it. The World Cup has started. It's the 22nd one. It's being held in Qatar. Just saying, you know, who, why, when, how did all that happen?
Oh, has it started?
Of course it started.
Because I didn't see the opening ceremony.
What? Hang on. So, Tommy, you don't know the World Cup started. We're Tuesday.
It only starts with an opening ceremony. I haven't seen one.
Got a point.
So it hasn't started.
No, but legit, you don't think it hasn't started, or do you know it's started?
I know it's started.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
I'm doing good acting.
Okay,
Right?
no, I didn't know.
No, Tommy, what Tommy was doing was teeing up. It's called teeing up in the industry.
But also, you know what? Sach knows how useless I am when it comes to sports.
Yeah, no, because it wouldn't surprise me if you didn't know the World Cup's happening.
You had Sach. You got Sach. But he was teeing Kedge up to basically deliver a monologue, like some people have on certain TV channels.
Sit back, everybody. I'm going to turn my microphone off and I'm going to turn the lights off to save a bit of electricity for the next 10 minutes.
No. It's not a monologue. But you know, so in my family, it's always Kedge who is the knowledgeable one about football, all things football, all of that. It's Ask Kedge because he knows it all. Do you know what I mean? And I had so many messages. Kedge, what time? Are you sure? Because I've seen the football kicks off at 4. I said, no, the ceremony starts at 3. I've checked it. The BBC programme starts at 3. Gary Lineker and his mates will be there. So whack it on at 3. Everyone was ready for 3. Cousins, relatives, everyone, even people in Australia, whatever, they'd woken up, relatives, they're all ready for the thing. And I tell you what, there was no ceremony, like Tommy said. And I'm like, where's the ceremony? And then I'm looking on the Twitter feed and then people are posting pictures. Oh, wicked fireworks with this. Oh, Morgan Freeman.
And can I just chip in there? What got me about it was because I was like, what's happening? And I was watching it all, and you know, they get the news app notifications.
Yeah.
And it says Qatar dazzles with spectacular opening ceremony. So meaning the headline was even, wow, this is amazing. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, what? And I'm flicking around the channels. I'm flicking. I'm looking at all these channels. Around the channels from around,
around flicking the channels, flicking the remote control and looking at, you know, even streams from abroad, thinking where, who, what, you know, what's going on? Because hold on a minute, I'm just looking at how there shouldn't be a World Cup. It felt like I was watching Panorama on BBC One, and it was like, what's going on here? Is it the news at 10? You know, and everyone's got, you know, the moral compass. Everyone is on the moral high horse. Everyone is telling me what I should be doing, or feeling, and thinking. And I'm like, I just got everyone together here to watch the opening ceremony, like we have every World Cup.
So did your family cuss you then?
Yeah. Everyone was going, well, what happened there? And I said, so then at 7:30, I think it's done, guys. I think we've missed it. And it's only a day later that I found out that it was being shown on the iPlayer.
Oh, so separately.
Yeah, but why wasn't there a message to say it was on the iPlayer? Because I didn't want to see like a whole lecture on human rights and all of that. I was there for the football. We had all of this time to deal with it and understand and all of the repercussions. I totally understand all the protests and all of that. But, you know, the thing was that this World Cup was given to Qatar in 2010. There's nobody virtual signaling since 2010. This has only started in the last sort of 6 months. Do you see what I mean? So where was all
Not even 6 months, bro.
Well, not even 6 months. But where was all this signaling in 2010 when it was announced? You know, where were all these presenters now who are in Qatar, you know, enjoying the hospitality, sort of banging on about it? Anyway.
But not only that, on that note,
you can't talk about it.
Add to that. One second, just want to add to that and say they could have still done their, you know, look, these are all the issues facing Qatar and human rights, and they could have done that at 2:00. Right?
No, but they were showing the women's football, weren't they? So they had a packed schedule. The BBC had a packed schedule.
But look, I think realistically, to not show the opening of the World Cup is to not show the opening of like the Olympics. It's the same.
I agree. I don't feel that I've showered. That's how I feel. And now for this whole World Cup, I feel like I'm just smelly throughout the whole thing. Because if you haven't watched the World Cup, it's the opening ceremony.
I mean, you do stink a bit. You look a bit smelly. Right. Well, it's funny that because I actually watched it. I watched the opening.
How did you watch it? Oh, because you were out in the Arab states, so you must have had it everywhere.
I watched it on, was it Being in.
Richard Keys, Andy Gray,
Richard Keys, Gary Neville, and John Terry.
Brilliant! Nice array of people on that. What a nice array of people on that.
And I gotta say, the opening ceremony was really good. It was really good.
I wouldn't know.
We don't know.
The thing is, I couldn't watch it at the time because obviously I was at the F1. It was race day that day, but I watched it back and it was all on beIN.
You know what it is as well? It's such a moment for young children. Like, growing up, I remember all the ceremonies, and it was such a moment. And then it rolls on to the first game. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. And you have to watch the first game, however rubbish the team.
However rubbish it is, and I watched the first game as well for this World Cup, but that's all we could see. But the thing is, it's such a moment for kids to see it. It becomes part of your memories forever, and it's so important. Like if you ask the kids, what's the mascot for the I don't even know what the mascot is for the World Cup.
I do.
I have not seen it, but
there you go. See, this is what I mean. Like, this is like you know what? I got really excited with the Nike football advert they released. It's brilliant. They've got it's like made in like it's sort of like in the metaverse type of thing. It's a brilliant advert by Nike, and I was really getting excited for it, like for the World Cup. And I thought, you know what? Right, it's about the football, and I know it's not the ideal situations and all of this kind of thing, and you can debate about it until the cows come home. But the fact is, it's football, and that's what unifies everybody. And I just think, let's enjoy that. What's the World Cup anthem? I only just discovered that the other day. It's Hey Ya Hey Ya or something. It's a brilliant tune, but no one's ever going to know about it. No. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. And it's really quite cool little tune, like with these Arabic singers and all of that kind of stuff. And I was like, but people don't know that because we didn't have the opening ceremony where it showcased all of that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's sad that because the thing is, and a lot.
And is there anyone from a radio
Qatar are friendly, lovely people? They're just human beings. It's the government and the regime. Do you see what I mean? You can say that about England. We're nice people. Do you know what I mean? But it's Matt Hancock and Rishi Sunak and Boris and them. That doesn't mean that we're all lullus. Do you know what I mean? But so what I'm trying to say is the people of Qatar are excited. There's an event in their country. Of course they're excited, and all these Galacticos are coming to the country. And I think we've just forgotten about that and the beauty of the game.
Yeah. You're right. And
speaking of the beauty of the game, I think today the result was the craziest result that we've seen in a long time in the World Cup.
Got to mention it. Well done to Saudi Arabia for that.
And not just beating anyone, they beat
Argentina.
Right. The favourites. And now the breaking news is that the president or the whoever runs that country, Mr. Sheikh Salman, has announced tomorrow as a public holiday for the Saudis.
Wow.
What? Imagine that.
See? That does not feel like a controlling regime to me. That feels like a very understanding man. That's what it sounds.
But I don't know if you've seen some of the celebration. There's a brilliant video as well of some Saudis celebrating it, and there was one guy who's basically just jumping and holding onto the door of his front of his house, and he's taken the door off the hinges and then just chucks it out of his house, which is a brilliant video as well. And that's what football does. It's just excitement and passion. Doesn't matter where you are, when your team wins. And that I love that. That's what we should be celebrating, because I love that. Kids at different ages, the Qatari kids, they must be so excited. It's happening in the back garden. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. You're right. Love it. And to be sort of thinking about it, like I went into the supermarket the other day in Dubai, and I saw, like you always have all of those sort of snacks that come out around the football time. Like you get loads of different things. And I saw something that completely blew my mind. It was a meter-long tube of Pringles.
1 meter?
And it had one for each different country. So they had like the Brazilian flavour. Then there was like
Sach, why have you not brought these over?
It was because I thought about it, and I was like, if I put this in my suitcase, it's going to come back like crumbs.
If you put this in your suitcase, you'll be like the rest of the Nessies who've got the handle sticking out of their suitcase. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much
But I did, and I even sent you guys a photo because I was like, I need to bring this back, but I can't. There's no way I can.
So they had an England Pringles 1 meter long.
I think the England one were actually just normal sour cream and normal sour cream. But like everywhere else, like I think Brazil had like some salsa flavour. Germany had some sausage flavor. It was amazing. I was like, I need to bring this back, but I couldn't do it.
1 meter long, so you can't even get your whole hand in that. You're gonna have to tilt it up and put it straight into your gob.
So there's not one box hasn't got all the countries' flavors in it. You've got
it was one tube for each country.
What was India's flavor?
No, they're not in the World Cup, are they?
They're not in the World Cup, Tommy.
Oh, but they should have just done one for like international.
Bunny tikka flavour, standard.
No, we don't need that, man. We don't need that bunny. I think like the Italy one was like pizza.
Oh,
I mean, like it's just it's like
that
it was
must
good.
have been. They must have had some brilliant flavors. What an idea!
It was a great idea.
That's the celebration of the World Cup that we need to talk
bringing
about.
everyone together. And on that note, did you hear the Gary Neville answer? Is it Gary? Which one? Which is the Neville? Who's the commentator?
Yeah, Gary.
So basically, he's been getting hammered for all this.
Well, he was on that news program, wasn't he? And he got.
And so he made a similar point to what you were saying, Ked. You just kind of went, look, this has been agreed for years. You know, billions of pounds of Qatari money has been spent in London. They built the Shard. They built most of Canary Wharf is Qatari money. Yep. They're going. So you're cool with them, but you're giving us footballers and actually ex-footballers and pundits a real hard time. Kind of going, speak up. So he's going. This has all been agreed from a long time ago. It's a bit like I know, my in-laws are coming over for Christmas, right? I know that now.
It's been agreed. It's been agreed.
It's been agreed. But on Christmas Day, I suddenly get that feeling of, why did I agree this? Why did I? Yeah. I'm running around now for them. I have to call them mum and dad. They're not my mum and dad. They're your mum and dad.
They don't really like and appreciate you walking around barefooted in your house, but they got to deal with that.
Right. All of a sudden, I've got to cover myself up, I don't normally dress like this. So I have to respect their rules while they're over at my house. I feel conflicted.
So what you're going to say is for 2 days before the event, you're going to kick off?
What I'm saying, I sometimes do, right? Because I'm frustrated as to how I've agreed to this. But I realize now I'm no different from this situation. So actually, if you're going to complain, you've got to complain early.
Yeah, get it in early. Get it in early.
There might be some complaining coming as we approach Christmas as well, because obviously we've heard about the bounties being kicked out of the tubs, and Sach made a big thing about that, Mr. Bounty representative himself over there. But Quality Street now getting involved. It's not a PR stunt, is what the head of Quality Street, the brand manager Gemma Handley, has said. She said it's not a publicity stunt, but this is the new news that's been dropping today, and that is that the green triangle. I mean, who eats the green triangle?
The green triangle is a good one.
I like it. I think it's a good
I like it too.
Really? Well, due to obviously broken Britain and the shortage of foil in this country, they're going to be wrapped up in a different colour.
What?
Yep.
What's the green triangle going to be?
It's going to be gold now because there's a shortage of that green foil. So also this shortage means the octagonal orange crunch chocolate will be getting a makeover because this is going to be like a dark bronze covering instead of the familiar orange one. So there's going to be a slight change in all of this, and this is all down to the shortage of foil in this country. And again, we are crashing and thundering towards broken Britain this winter. You've heard about the eggs shortage as well. Yes, we're only allowed a box or a couple of boxes per person now. We're running out of eggs.
What is going on? What is this?
I was in Tesco over the weekend. They were shutting the lights intermittently, and I was like, "What's going on here?"
What?
Yeah, I noticed that.
What?
Parts of Tesco. And actually, I didn't realize they were doing it on purpose. I was like, Bijilige, get the generator going and all that. I thought, I was like, ha. But actually, they were no, they're doing it on purpose. Save electricity.
Incredible.
So if I go into Tesco and pick up the wrong thing, because I can't see anything.
It's like a game show now. You've got to quickly shop down the aisle, pick what you want, and light's gone off, quickly stop for a bit, and then carry on again.
Yeah. It's a joke. Well,
if the light goes off, I'm putting it in my pocket.
Don't be like that, behave.
The camera's gone off as well. The camera's gone off?
So maybe, we don't know. So there's all these shortages going on as well.
It's funny you mentioned Quality Street though, because I was in Carrefour in Dubai a couple of days ago, and it's weird because I was looking at Quality Street and I was just like, we get these now. Christmas is coming, they get offers and all this stuff. How much is a tub of Quality Street in Dubai?
Well, everything's a bit more expensive.
How much is it here? About £3? £3.50 on the deal? 4
or 5. If you get it for 4, that's a deal.
Yeah.
£5 normally.
5,
maybe £6.50, £7
try
and buy from a service station.
Well, yeah,
so I'd say in Dubai
for a Quality Street tin, 400 grams.
How much would you pay?
£4.
How much would you pay in Dubai?
I'd say not how much would I pay, because I wouldn't buy chocolate out there because I just wouldn't. £11.
Yeah, I think it'd be about £10 because it's imported.
It's £13.
Wow.
13.
Same thing. Same thing as what we have here. Yeah, 13 quid. Yeah.
£13.
You buy 3. You can buy 3.
I'd eat the coconut ones then. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, I was thinking about it. It's just like their chocolate out there is rubbish.
Yeah,
it's rubbish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's because it's different
So you
preservatives and stuff.
You have to get it in. And the other thing that I've seen, seeing as we're talking about food kind of stuff, is Costco are selling 4.5 kilos of Toblerone.
What? 4.5?
4.5 kilo Toblerone. Yeah, 50 quid.
But does that mean the triangle is bigger? Like it's the bigger chunks of triangle?
I don't know if it's bigger chunks of triangle. All I saw is that it was a box. It said Toblerone on it, 4.5 kilos.
That is literally the same weight as me. That is brilliant.
And the other thing I saw, which kind of confused me a bit, was that macaroons. Obviously, macaroons are a bit of a classier sort of dessert, I'd say, or snack. It's not like your average kind of.
No.
Bruv, they've made Starburst flavour.
I don't
know how I feel about that.
I see where you're going there, but it's maybe to bring in the younger generation, to introduce them to the classiness of a macaroon, and then you move on to the slightly bougie flavors.
They shouldn't be eating macaroons.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, on that note, you just got me thinking of flavor. It's like all of a sudden, I don't know what it is. Is it Biscoffee? What's that thing?
Yeah,
Lotus.
Lotus. Yeah.
Yeah, were we talking about this? Am I getting my conversation? Because I was talking to someone and said it's everywhere all of a sudden.
Yeah, we've spoken about it.
People like it. People like it though.
But it's cheesecake. It's ice cream. It's just suddenly like
it's everywhere.
Really
it's
popular.
And the other thing that I saw, and I was a bit confused by this, everyone loves Branston pickle. You can't go wrong with Branston pickle. They've made a mayonnaise version of it.
Ooh, mayonnaise.
I don't know if that's going to be any good.
That'll be the texture might be a bit weird.
Branston pickle is sweet.
Branstonese or something it's called.
Oh, don't even.
Branstonese.
That's a bit close to home. That's kind of close to my sauce coming out.
It's something like that. Yeah, you better read up on that, Tommy.
That's going to be like a sweet mayonnaise. That's different. That's like almost like a mango chutney in my head. Like it feels a bit like that.
Oh, don't start on a mango chutney thing again. But look at that, Sach already telling us and sharing things about things that we didn't know.
Yeah, no, and to be fair, I'm gonna carry on with things that you didn't know, and I'm gonna go with the things that I learned this week because mine's food related. So I thought, let me just get it out there. And the thing that I learned is the one food. Well, there's actually a few foods, but this is the most sort of common food that will help you get a natural tan, and that's sweet potato. Did you know that if you have loads of sweet potato, you can get a natural tan?
What, like you'll change color? Like when flamingos eat fish, they go pink because flamingos aren't that color.
Yeah.
But because of the prawns they eat,
it's got like a high level of, is it carotenoids or something like that other vegetables don't have, and it can make you tan basically if you keep eating loads of them. And carrots is the other thing, but you've got to eat something like 20 carrots a day.
Yeah, and that's not happening, is it?
But it's mental, isn't it, to think that sweet potatoes can make you go a different
tan
color.
A little bit.
And it actually goes into your skin and like
never knew
stains you from the inside.
It's like when
out.
you have it's like when you have haldi fingers, isn't it? When you've had a little same thing.
Yeah,
Edward Curry hands.
Yeah.
That's the worst. It's just that you've got to scrub it so hard, haven't you?
It still don't come out, bruv. It stinks.
I know. Go on, Tommy.
Okay. The thing I learned, because I just remember hearing loads of talk about deadline. Oh, it's a deadline. I got a deadline of it. And actually, I've had loads of deadlines like recently, things I've just got to submit. Like you got like mortgage paperwork, changing this, changing that, got to get it on the rate, change the tariff on this, whatever. Deadline. I thought, where's that phrase come from?
Deadline.
What do you reckon?
School.
Yeah, but why deadline? Why is it called deadline? Why is it the end of a date, whatever? Where's that come from?
The deadline, because I see it's is it to do with obviously the line in a hospital and that flat line?
Flat line, yeah. Good logic, Kedge. No, it's not right.
I thought you were going to say, is when you wait in the line at the hospital and then you die.
Yeah. What line are you in? I'm in the deadline. Yeah. Or I'm in that. Yeah, the line that isn't moving. I'm in the deadline. My line is dead. No, deadline comes from. And I actually looked it up because I thought I'm just saying the phrase. I thought, and I don't even know what the history of it is. And I think I like this kind of stuff on the podcast when we do it. Is it's the line or rope that was put around prisoners in the 1800s, right? So they got, let's say they're taking a load of prisoners out to do a little work or whatever. They'd put a rope around them. They go, if you cross that line, we shoot you. You cross that is the deadline. line. So everything you got to do is got to be inside this area. They crossed it, they're killed. That's the deadline. So when they're saying the deadline's getting closer, we're getting, be careful.
Gonna get shot.
And that's the same way. So the I've got a hand in my work. My deadline is getting closer. Otherwise, I'm dead.
Seeing as the whole world's turning woke, we should change that phrase then, because it's people get offended by it.
Yep. And I'm also on the woke bandwagon this week as well.
Because then I'm not going to pay my tax on the 31st of Jan, because it's a deadline. It's a deadline.
Yeah. So what are you going to say? Kill me. What are you going to do?
So
who knows?
Yeah.
So carrying on the woke bandwagon, I learned where the word naughty comes from. And actually, I was like, so obviously, if you take, does anyone know? But if you want to have a guess at it, it's pretty obvious. If you take the Y off, it becomes naught. And so that is obviously zero, nothing, and unsuitable, inappropriate. That's where this word comes from. And actually, naught was back in the day referred to as well when something is immoral or evil. And then I just thought, you know what? We shouldn't really be using the word naughty too much to children, because actually it is a very bad word. Do you know what I mean? Like the idea of somebody is nothing, a nobody, when you call them naughty. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think maybe, like in this woke generation, I think maybe we need to just change the use of that word. I don't think children should be naughty. And they're not naughty. They're just probably frustrated. And, as adults, we don't understand them. But I just thought, you know what? That's interesting. Maybe change.
I thought you were going to make a connection to the number 0, and I thought you were going to say the word naughty is therefore Indian, because 0 was invented by Indians.
Well, of course,
No.
The word naught comes from, obviously, is that has that connection to it, and I just think maybe we do need to change the word, and maybe children shouldn't be naughty because you're saying that they're nothing.
And it's a very kind of desi sort of thing, isn't it? Naughty boy. No, what naughty boy?
Naughty boy.
Huh? Oh, a naughty boy. The rap, the producer. So he's
exactly, and naughty of 40 pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? It's like there was nothing happening, mate. That's it. Well,
it's either that I'd rather call someone naughty than a little prick. So,
and on that note, I think we'll call it a week.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much, as always, and we will catch you next week. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, boys.
Laters.